sir. We live. We back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. We are the leaders in single entry 3 max and 20 max content. But listen, even if that's not your particular style of play, man, you're in one of the best spots you can be in if you play NBA DFS. Trust me on this. You want to be subscribed. You want to have a notification bell on so you know when the videos and content drop, alright? Also, do me one small favor, man. Hit that like button for me, man. Great job yesterday, guys. We almost got to 100 likes. Just needed a few more people to hit that like button. Those few that didn't hit it yesterday, go on and hit it today, man, alright? Do that for your boys. Greatly appreciated. It helps the channel grow. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, alright? Well, let me get this out the way. Congrats to any Michigan fans out there. Nice win. It's a hell of a defense you got over there. Great job. I take my L. Good job. Congrats to y'all. All right. Let's get to today's slate, man. You know I got my starting five for you. But before we do, got the lineup review. Going over my best lineups from yesterday's slate. All right. This is my best lineup on DK 293. This was the $1.20 max over here. At the top, man, yesterday the slate kind of broke down simpler to me. Once you got KD out, you had these pieces that everybody was going to go to and quickly and build and try to get the Giannis in that game over there. The three plays I was highest on, no one thing hurt me yesterday. Just didn't get the right combinations. Quickly build and Cody Martin was like my three favorite plays yesterday. I had a lot of Cody Martin, man. Went to him heavily over those other Hornets. He beat the Nick Smiths and the Ish Smiths. He beat all those guys and could have had a much bigger performance. But this is my best lineup right here. Isaiah Quickly at the top, 49% on, 31 fantasy points for him. Solid. It actually could have been way better, man. Got into some foul trouble. Didn't even play big minutes over there. So all the Quickly faders, yeah, he was solid, but he could have had a much bigger game. So Quickly still going to be a top play for these Raptors as long as his price is down. He did exactly what I said, moving to the starting lineup like I expected to him, and don't know what type of minutes he would have played, like I said, because of the foul trouble hindered him a little bit, but I think he's in line for 30-plus every night in the starting lineup for the Raptors. Just keep taking him as long as he's affordable. Bradley Beal has slight interest in him early in the day. Not too much, but once KD got ruled out, it just forced me over to this Phoenix game, especially going against Portland. Got to build with everybody else. 30 fantasy points for him. Didn't have to do much as they just crushed the Trailblazers. Benedict Mathurin, man, was the piece that really came through for him. He was at 24% on in this contest. I was a little higher on him than the field. 43 fantasy points for him, man. As the Pacers pull off a little comeback. The Bucks got out the gate to a good little start, and the Pacers end up taking it though. At 4,700, almost 10xing right here. Great value for Mathurin. Got to Giannis, of course, man. He was on the video yesterday. I told you. 37% on, man. Right at 78 fantasy points. You didn't need me to tell you that. You should have known to play some Giannis. Get some pieces of that Pacers game. At the center spot, went Jalen Duren right here. 6,700, 28% on. He gave you 32 fantasy points. Just a small double-double here today against the Rockets. Got to some Ish Smith in this particular lineup. 18% on, right at 18 fantasy points. Jabari Walker down here, 38.6. I was in I had more of Walker, but once KD was ruled out, once Metu got announced being in the start, I kind of went 50-50 between these two guys in this four spot. Some Walker, some Metu. So 38% on right here. He gave you 23 fantasy points. Just okay. Metu was 4,900. Gave you around the same production. So it wasn't nothing. They both kind of canceled out. And then at the bottom, Yusuf Nurkic, 7,400. Just trying to get a different piece of this Phoenix game. Like I said, because KD being out, that gave everybody a little boost. Bill, Booker, Nurkic. So I was okay going back to him here at 17% on. Gave you 40 fantasy points. So there you have it, man. My best lineup on DK. Solid night on DK. Won a little bit of money. You know what I mean? Nothing to write home about, but, keeps the lights on. FanDuel double up over here. I'm just playing the single entries over here, man. $10 single entry right here, $2.93. Came in 67th place over here. Ish Smith, 30% on, only 15 fantasy points. I stayed with Scoot Henderson even though Sharp was ruled in because I still thought Henderson minutes should be pretty solid back there with no Anthony Simons. 33 fantasy points. Didn't kill me or it didn't help me either. Just right in the middle. As you can see, got to my boy Cody Martin, man. Let me down. He didn't really let me down, but he could have had a much, much bigger game, man. This just highlights why I like going to plays like Cody Martin. He scored 26 fantasy points over, well, 27 fantasy points on FanDuel, like 25 on DK, and he only scored 2 real life points, guys. Only 2 real life. That's why I like guys who fill up the stat sheet for you. He gave 26 fantasy points, only 2. He was like 0 for 6 from the field. If he just shoot a little better, he'll give you a 30-plus point performance over here. So definitely like Cody Martin. It's another guy I'm just going to keep my eye on. I'm going to keep spot playing him here and there. Bradley Beal 75% on over here in this particular contest. Only 29 fantasy points. Got to some Kevin Knox, man. A little risky play, but just trying to get different. I knew Bill was gonna be chalky. I ain't think he was gonna be 75% chalky. I knew Bill and guys like Giannis, the guys I like, I knew they was gonna be chalky, so I had to get different in certain spots. Roll the dice with Kevin Knox right here. Only 15 fantasy points at 10% on. Had Benedict Mathurin over here at 13% on, almost a 40 burger. I told you I had a lot of Benedict Mathurin yesterday. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 35% on, 73 fantasy points. He just doing what Giannis do. Got to Metu over here as well, 40% on, 23 fantasy points, and Jokic down here. Man, you can see I went for the gusto over here on FanDuel. Giannis and Jokic, I really tried to put a hurting on him. Jokic just let me down, man. One of his probably worst fantasy performances of the year. Only 38 fantasy points here against the Hornets. Man, hurt me. I thought I was in line for a takedown of a monster lineup here. Didn't quite work out for me. But still cash, 67 place over here. Let's get to today's slate and what you came here for, all right? Man, listen, pricing is tough over here today. We're going to need some value and value fast on both sites. If we don't get no value today, this is going to be interesting to see how people put together lineups. Because it was tough trying to put this video together. I don't like the pricing on a lot of guys. We need value ASAP. But at the top, man, point guard Chris Paul, 5,600. Listen, we saw the change in the starting lineup last time out. Steve Kerr said he's going to stay with this starting lineup for the foreseeable future. That starting lineup included Chris Paul right here, 5,600 now. He played 33 minutes. I don't mind getting to a starting Chris Paul if he's going to play 33 minutes. Even if it's a semi-tough matchup here against the Magic, one of the better defenses in the league thus far. I like getting Chris Paul at 5,600. Like the price tag on him, like his minutes improvement, and I like him moving into the starting lineup. All right. Now, shooting guard. I want to look at Terry Rozier. Don't mind this out tag. They just haven't updated it yet. Check it back or get the 1 o'clock update. He missed last night's game just because of an illness. So hopefully that's cleared up and he's ready to go. I like getting him in this spot against the Sacramento Kings. Not really worried about De'Aaron Fox defense back there on him. He should be back and ready to roll. And if he's out, guess who I'm going back to? Right back to my boy Cody Martin, man. So it's a win-win for me. I don't care. I'm locking in Rozier right now. And if, like I said, if he's out, I just go down to Cody Martin. That's going to give us the value we need, and now we can pay up at other spots. But like Terry Rozier, if he's in right here, 8,900. Going to small forward, I like Brandon Ingram. 8,100, man, going against these Brooklyn Nets. Now, the Nets have some tougher wing defenders, but Ingram has just been playing so well lately, man. Very solid, real life and fantasy. I like Brandon Ingram. I like the price tag here. Not really concerned about the defense. Like I said, some tougher wing defenders over here for the Nets, but I think Ingram should be able to get it done. I like the price tag. And like I said, man, it's tough right now pricing wise, man. You got to pay some guys you're a little uncomfortable with the price and things of that nature. Like my second play, like my power forward play here, Cam Johnson, 6K. Wish his price tag was a little lower. Wish he was still down here in the fives, mid fives a little bit. But the minutes have been coming up, increasing on Cam Johnson, 30 plus the last 2 times out. That's what he should be seeing. Staying in this like a little run back to Ingram here in this game environment with the Nets. I like Cam Johnson. Hopefully he continues to see those big minutes here. And he's a guy who's just a streaky shooter. He's gonna give you a little peripherals, but we really need a shot falling for him to give us a ceiling performance. But I like going back to Cam Johnson at 6K right here. And at the center spot, man, y'all done seen me talk about him plenty of times. If you watch me, they finally moved him into the starting lineup. So like 27, 28 minutes. I like going to Mr. Trace Jackson Davis here, 4,600. Tough matchup down low. Got some big bodies down there. Bancaro, Batatse, Carter Jr. to bang with. But Jackson Davis has been looking like a solid rebounder early on in his rookie season out here. I'm going to continue to play him. I like this price tag on him here. Like I said, we hurting for value right now early. Hopefully some frees up later. But Trey Jackson Davis is probably going to be a staple for me all day long, no matter what value comes up. I like this price tag, and I like him being in the starting lineup. So there you have it, man. Just starting five for DK, Chris Paul, Terry Rozier, Brandon Ingram, Cam Johnson, and Trace Jackson Davis. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure going to be in mine, all right? Let's go look at FanDuel and see what I'm feeling over there. At the top, man, staying with Chris Paul right here, 6,100. Just my guy, man. He's moving back to the starting lineup. Minutes should be there. He's just a solid producer, man. He can score when called upon, but he's really more of a facilitator at this day and age, this day and time. He's really more of a facilitator. Getting those assists is where you're going to really get his ceiling performance. When you get a little bit of scoring, but those double-digit assists and a couple of steals from him, that's when Chris Paul is going to shine and give you that ceiling type performance. I like going to him at 6,100 being back in the starting lineup. At the shooting guard, I want to look at Malik Monk here, 5,800. Listen, when he's playing well, the minutes are there. This is an opportunity for him to play well against the Charlotte Hornets. Not really worried about this defense. Monk has just been solid for the Kings. You got to worry about Herder and Duarte. They've been playing, chopping up those minutes, but I think Monk is their preferred option here. When he's playing well and has it going, he's going to get the bulk of the run here at the shooting guard for the Kings. I like rolling the dice against a Malik Monk here at 5,800. At the small forward, another guy who I'm uncomfortable with his price tag. I'm not really a Franz Wagner guy. This is probably the first time you ever seen him in one of my videos. I'm more so leaning to Bancaro. But Wagner minutes have just been insane, man. 38, 39, 30. So he's pushing 40 minutes in competitive games. So although I'm a little uncomfortable with his price tag, he's a solid fantasy producer. And if he's going to play close to 40 minutes in competitive games, I'm going to take some shots on him. So I'm looking at Franz Wagner right here, 8,300 going against these Golden State Warriors. He has an all-around type game, but he just, I haven't really just seen a ceiling flash from him unless somebody's out, man. But he can push 40, 50 points here. I'm going to take some shots on him. Like I said, there's no real value right now. Pricing is tight on both sides. But give me some Franz Wagner going against these Warriors. At the power forward, I want to look at Zion Williams, 8,100 against these Brooklyn Nets, man. He's been playing solidly as of late. He's going to have to continue to play solid with the rest of his contract not being fully guaranteed, man. Should have a size advantage down here on against these Nets, especially if they starting like Dorian Finney-Smith down there. Even if it's Cam Johnson, whoever's on a big size advantage, I expect him to bully his way into the paint. No real rim protection here for the Nets. Claxton can block a shot or two, but he's not really a rim defender. So Zion should be able to have his way and get to the cup here. I like getting a Zion at 8,100. And at the center spot, man, Domantas Sabonis, 10K, taking on Charlotte here. Listen, if we get the value and I can get up to Embiid, I'm going to get there. But if we don't get it, Sabonis is a nice second-tier option for me. He's definitely going to be in my player pool. I like him and Embiid at the center over here on FanDuel. Give me some Sabonis right here in this particular lineup at 10K. Should be a nice pace game from him. One of the better game environments. I know it's a big point total, but you can't really worry about the blowout, especially on this slate, because it's a 6-game slate and 3 of the games have double-digit totals. Double-digit spread. So what you going to do, just focus on the other 3? So if you're worried about blowouts, man, this probably might not be the slate. Like I said, 3 of the games have big double-digit favorites in them. So, but I like Sabonis here going against these Charlotte Hornets. Should be able to have his way down there with Nick Richards. Give me Sabonis at 10K. There you have it, man. Your starting five for FanDuel. Demontis Sabonis, Zion Williams, Franz Wagner, Malik Monk, and Chris Paul. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure gonna be in mine. If you wanna holler at me, say what's up, chit chat, ask questions, man. Hit me in the comment section down below. You can hit me on Twitter. Whatever the case may be, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, alright? Let's get it.